Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this session, I'll be starting with photosynthesis. So in the beginning of the topic, we find about all the scientists and their contribution. So I'm starting with photosynthetic pigments and the different types. From this topic, I'll be starting, and then I'll be continuing with all the other topics from the chapter. So the beginning with scientist names which are given, I'm sure it will be very easy. It will not be very difficult to understand. One can read from the textbook easily. So I avoided that topic. So I'm starting with photosynthetic pigments. So let us see what are all the pigments involved in photosynthesis. So what are these pigments? First thing is these pigments absorb light, and the pigments can be separated by technique called as paper chromatography, and the order in which they get separated is, here we find in this container a solvent is filled, solvent is present. The solvent normally consists of acetone, a combination of acetone and alcohol or any other organic solvent, and this is the filter paper. Wortmann's filter paper it is called as, which is used for the experiment. And this dot here, the red dot, indicates the point where the leaf extract is loaded. Leaf extract is prepared by grinding the leaf in a solvent, organic solvent, because the pigments are soluble in organic solvents. They are not soluble in water. So a leaf extract is made by taking organic solvent, and the small drop of leaf extract is loaded at this point, and the filter paper is kept in this organic solvent. And after some time we find the different pigments get separated in this sequence, which is close to the point of loading. We find chlorophyll B, and then the chlorophyll A, xanthophyll, and carotene. Carotene gets separated last. So they can be easily identified by their color. So easily one can identify the separation of these pigments by observing their color. So this result which is obtained on the filter paper by using this technique, that is paper chromatography, it is the result is called as chromatogram. So this paper, after the separation of pigments, it is named as chromatogram. And these pigments are grouped into three different categories. They are chlorophyll, carotenoids, and phycobilins. Three types of pigments: chlorophyll, carotenoid pigments, and phycobilins. Now we will see one by one. First, the chlorophyll pigments. Chlorophyll pigments are green in color and they are fat soluble. These are of 5 different types. First one is chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is found in all green plants except for the bacteria. They are found in all green plants. Chlorophyll B is found in higher plants and algae. C is found in brown algae. D is found in red algae. Similarly, E is found in yellow-green algae or xanthophyce member. But all will have chlorophyll A as the main pigment. It is found in all green plants except bacteria. So in addition to chlorophyll A, these different organisms will have other chlorophyll molecules also. So therefore, chlorophyll A is called universal pigment because it is found in all organisms. This is called as a universal pigment because it excepting in bacteria, remaining all the other organisms, it is present. Now let us see these. What is the difference? What are the structural features of these? So first we will see about chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A, which is the main photosynthetic pigment. It is blue-green in color, and its molecular formula C55, H72, O5, N4 and Mg. Chlorophyll B is olive green in color and its molecular formula is C55H70O6N4 Mg. And these absorb blue and red light. So there is a structural, in case of say structure of chlorophyll, if we take what is the structure. So a chlorophyll mainly consists of two parts. A chlorophyll has two parts. I will just show this in this diagram. Structure of chlorophyll we can find. It has a porphyrin head and a phytol tail. Porphyrin head portion and a phytol tail. Just try to understand, children, the structure. You actually don't need to draw it. Even if it is a board exam, you are not expected to draw it. Just simply the structural features you have to remember, and what is the difference between chlorophyll A and B also you have to remember. Now this is called as a porphyrin head. Porphyrin head consists of tetrapyrrole structure. These are the four rings. Here we can find 1, 2, 3 and 4. These four are the pyrrole rings. Here we call it as a pyrrole rings, and 4 in number. These 4 pyrrole rings and a long chain of hydrocarbons that is called as a phytol tail. And these 4 pyrrole rings are joined by magnesium at the center, single magnesium atom. And they also have 4 nitrogen each. This is briefly the structure. And we find on the second pyrrole ring, here it is separated. On the second pyrrole ring, third carbon atom, if we observe, this is the third carbon atom if we observe. In case of chlorophyll A, we find methyl group. And in case of this is chlorophyll B, we find aldehyde group. That is the main difference. Otherwise, both show exactly the same structure. So, out of the 4 pyrrole rings, in the second pyrrole ring and to the third carbon atom, we find methyl group in case of chlorophyll A, aldehyde group in case of chlorophyll B, and otherwise the same. And phytol tail and porphyrin, these two will show this type of structure like a kite. Here we can find they resemble like a kite. And total molecules, we know it is 55. Total carbon atoms is 55 and hydrogen 72, O5 and 4 and Mg. So out of these 55 carbon atoms, 20 carbon atoms are found in phytol. Phytol tail consists of 20 carbon atoms. That means remaining 35 are present in porphyrin head. That is how the carbon atoms are distributed. So this much, children, you should know about the chlorophyll structure and difference between chlorophyll A and B. Their molecular formula we find difference. Similarly, the structurally also we find difference. Now let us see how the chlorophyll molecule is synthesized. Just in one equation, I will just give you how the chlorophyll molecule is synthesized. I will just write it here. It is synthesized from succinyl coenzyme A. Succinyl coenzyme A when combines with glycine. Glycine is an amino acid. So succinyl coenzyme A when combines with glycine, it forms first protochlorophyll. It first forms protochlorophyll, which is later converted into chlorophyll. That means for synthesis of chlorophyll molecule, succinyl coenzyme A is required and also glycine is required. Succinyl coenzyme A is formed during Krebs cycle. It is one of the intermediate product during Krebs cycle and combining with the amino acid glycine. Glycine also is synthesized during the process of photorespiration. And in with combining with glycine, it first form protochlorophyll. That means first the immature chlorophyll, that is called as a protochlorophyll, and then it is converted into chlorophyll. This is about the chlorophyll molecules. Now let us see carotenoids. What are carotenoids? Carotenoids are those which absorb light between blue and red. Blue and red. Light, they blue and red they can absorb. They are red, yellow or orange in color between blue and red. This is very important. Here they absorb blue and red. But here between blue and red. They are red, yellow or orange in color and they belong to terpenoid compounds. Terpenoids are very long chain hydrocarbons from which these carotenoids are derived. And these carotenoids are also fat soluble and are of two types, keratin and xanthophyll. So, keratin will have a molecular formula of C40H56. Xanthophylls will have one extra oxygen, C40H56 and O2. So these are oxygenated hydrocarbons, or oxygenated keratins can be called as xanthophyll. Example of keratin, major keratin is beta carotene. Similarly, major xanthophyll is lutein. So these are the most common examples of keratin and xanthophyll. Then the third type of pigments are also present called phycobilins. Phycobilins, these are the pigments found only in cyanobacteria and red algae. Cyanobacteria means they are blue-green algae and also red algae. And these are water-soluble pigments. Water-soluble. These are also of two types. They are phycocyanin, which is blue in color, phycoerythrin, which is red in color. And these phycocyanin, phycoerythrin, they are found both in cyanobacteria, that is blue-green algae, and red algae. In blue-green algae, the amount of phycocyanin will be more because they are more blue in color, and less amount of phycoerythrin. Whereas in red algae, the other way, the reverse. In red algae, the phycoerythrin is more, whereas phycocyanin will be less. So, and another feature of phycobilins is they show structure similar to chlorophyll, but they are without magnesium. They are similar to chlorophyll, but they do not have any magnesium. That means they have open tetrapyrrole structure. So how can we describe this structure here as open tetrapyrrole structure? Open tetrapyrrole structure. That is the feature of phycobilins. Now, what is the importance of these pigments? Carotenoids and phycobilins. Let us see what is the importance of these pigments, carotenoids and phycobilins. These carotenoids and phycobilins, these are called as accessory pigments. These are called as accessory pigments. That means these pigments, they protect the chlorophyll molecule from high intensity of light, which is called as photooxidation. This photooxidation, or it is also named as photobleaching. It is called as photooxidation, or it is also called as a photobleaching. So these carotenoids and phycobilins, they surround the chlorophyll molecule, forming a photosystem. About photosystem we will be doing in subsequent topics. I'll give you the structure of photosystems and what are the types and what is the interrelation between the two photosystems. So that we will be doing it. So now I'm going to stop my session here. One by one, just topic wise I'm making the videos. I'm not mixing up 2 or 3 topics, so that will be very difficult for you to see and understand. Understand each topic wise. Just watch that and try to understand. Like now I have completed about what are photosynthetic pigments and where are the pigments located. Next important thing I will just mention one point here is where are these pigments located. Location of these pigments, we find photosynthetic pigments are located on thylakoid membrane of chloroplast. They are located on thylakoid membrane of the chloroplast. So chloroplast structure already you know it, you have studied it. So thylakoid membrane mainly consists of these pigments, both chlorophyll pigment as well as carotenoid pigments. So with this children, I stop this session here. In my just next video, I'll be discussing about what is absorption and action spectrum. Thank you very much children. Have a good day. If you have not just subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel so that you'll be getting the notifications early, and it will be very easy for you to go through the videos. And photosynthesis is a very important chapter for NEET point of view and also the a board exam. So these videos, these sessions are useful to you for both NEET as well as those who are writing the board exam next year. So for both it will be useful. So thank you very much children. Have a good day.